Welcome and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Ed with Professor Chris, the best college podcast where I continue to share some help, provide suggestions to get through college successfully. I am still your host, Professor Chris, the author of Getting the Most Out of Your College Experience. And welcome to another episode of Real Cases, Real Students. Real cases, real students. What is our topic for today, or what is the case that we are presenting today? Today's real case is about theft. Student pulling a fast one, stealing. We're talking about stealing. If you've listened to my shows very carefully, you also will hear me saying one of my pet peeve, or my number one pet peeve, actually has to do with cheating. I bring this up because sadly, unfortunately, cheating, it's lying, or actually you lie, you cheat, you steal, and the last one is the worst case scenario, right? So I'm not even going to get into that one. But yes, we're talking about stealing. We're talking about theft. A student who kind of embezzled or stole association money, organization money, which we are all involved in a lot of times. Again, this never crossed my mind, but usually they are treasurers for different societies on campus, and you probably find yourself in that situation. But I'm also going to use this opportunity to actually discuss this in a much bigger way. So let's get to our case for today. The real case today we're looking at has to do with Mr. Robert Spencer III, ECU, Eastern Carolina University, ECU student charged with embezzling from student organization. A couple of key points here as follows. Warrants show Spencer took money from ECU's African Student Organization. Police say a total of $764 was embezzled, but he repaid part of it and now owes $446. Charged with 2 counts of felony embezzlement, given a $500 bond during his first court appearance on Wednesday. So that's the case. Very quickly again, this is Mr. Robert Spencer III, an ECU student that has been charged with embezzlement from student organization. All right, so that was the case presented. Now, let me use this opportunity to actually address, I'm going to do a top 5 challenges a student is going to face when they find themselves in this situation. Unfortunately, now we're talking felony. We're looking at the law now, right? Off campus, police is involved, so now we got to deal with legal issues outside campus. So that's kind of what we're faced with. So we're looking at 2 things, all right? So again, I'm going to do a quick top 5 of the challenges you as a student will face if you find yourself in this situation, what the penalties are going to be within your institution, and how you're going to be dealing with legal law. Okay. So number one, legal challenges. I'm going to start with the legal challenges, which is the biggest immediate impact. Number 1, legal challenges. Okay. So here's the thing. The reason this first one is very, very big and very, very challenging, which I share with my students all the time, is the fact that this is going to be on your record forever. This is going to be on your record for a long time. Is the fact that this becomes a record that is going to taint almost your life forever, for a long, long, long time. Everywhere is going to show up. When you graduate, hopefully this is settled within an institution, you graduate, you're trying to get work, this is a record that's going to be on everywhere. It's going to be everywhere every time you apply for stuff. And unfortunately, you cannot lie about it, because most questions will ask you if you've been in trouble with the law before, and you have to say yes. And now this complicates your situation so far as your next opportunity for work. Number 1, okay, legal challenges. Number 2, academic consequences. Academic consequences. Number 2, okay. So this is where, again, by the way, you're dealing with 2 different institutions in this case. Now, number 1, you're dealing with the law, now you're dealing with the school. The school is actually going to move very quickly. Most schools that I know of do not allow stealing. When it happens, you are either immediately expelled, forget suspension or probation, right? You're immediately gone. The only difference might be how long you're gone. For some schools, if maybe this is the second time you're gone for good, and some schools actually do not have a zero tolerance for stealing. It might be one and done. So this is where you actually probably have to check with your school and see what the school conduct and code is. But this is actually the most challenging as well. Also, what are the school's policy for a situation like this and maybe a second opportunity, a second chance for you to come back? If you have an advisor, that's the best way. Please start talking to them to kind of see what they could do to help. I will get into what you need to do here in a second. But number two, again, academic consequences. The challenge you're going to face is immediate expulsion, suspended for a very long time, and this might affect your academics, right? Obviously, you don't know how long you're gone and money paid and all that. So number two, what you're going to be facing again is academic consequences. Number three, financial impact. Number three is financial impact. Now, the reason this is going to be a challenge financially is because one, you losing your financial aid is just the beginning if you have some kind of a financial aid. Definitely scholarship and fellowship will be gone immediately with a case like this. Okay. The other part is now outside, looking at the legal authorities, is how much is going to cost you for an attorney or a lawyer, right? That comes with a lot of money. Yes, in this case, Mr. Roberts, we're told roughly $800. Unfortunately, what you're going to be paying attorney fees is definitely going to be more than that. And now, hopefully, your parents have to get involved and got to look for money somewhere else. But this is the financial impact of the situation you've gotten yourself into. Okay, number four. Future career and life barriers. As I alluded to earlier, having to deal with the first one, which is the legal consequences. This one here is going to be the bigger one. Your future career and the barriers you're going to face. Yes, record is going to be everywhere. When you're asked, you have to say yes. You can't lie because you complicate the issues, but that is what you will be facing. The future barriers, okay? This is going to affect you in many ways, and I will touch again on how to get around that. But that is a reality, that's a fact that you have to deal with when you find yourself in this situation. Number five, and not the least, last one here, number 5, is going to be mental and emotional strain. Number 5, mental and emotional strain. Where do I even start with this? From the very first day that is any suspicion of what you're doing to the point where you are caught, I don't know how you can even focus on your academics to begin with. This happens. You're dealing with a lot of things. Again, maybe it's the first time you're dealing with the law. Now your institution, okay? Maybe your friends. First of all, the organization, you're already out of that. The mental that you have to deal with in this situation, I don't even know where to start from, okay? You're losing everything. You might be losing even your friends. Hopefully for you, maybe there's an advisor, an instructor that you could count on, that you could go to while this is happening, okay? But the emotional, mental strain can be very, very heavy when you find yourself in this situation, okay? All right, so those are my top 5 challenges that you find yourself in, unfortunately, if you steal. Okay, I'm not gonna leave you hanging as usual, so let's provide some suggestions, solutions to this situation. I'm gonna do a quick top 5 again for how to deal with this, the steps that you need to take, okay? So let's get right to it very quickly. Number one, get a qualified defense attorney immediately. Number 1, get a qualified defense attorney immediately, or a lawyer. This is very, very critical. Okay. Why do you need to get a defense attorney? Because one, if you don't know the law and you decide to represent yourselves, and you could do that, by the way, but it gets very, very complicated and you might be digging a much bigger hole for yourself. So you need to find someone. Please get your parents. Your parents may know somebody. You need to get someone immediately. Again, if this goes to the law, that's the first thing you have to do. Okay? All right. Number two, talk to the school early. You need to talk to the school very early to find out if they can offer some legal aid or academic accommodations. All right. So number two, I kind of alluded to this while I was giving you the top 5 challenges that you need to do, you need to go through. But yes, number 2, of course, is talking to someone in the institution immediately. Why? For a couple of reasons. One is maybe this person can help you. You don't have to probably deal with your instructors directly, immediately. You probably don't know how to even do that. It's so embarrassing, so you probably want to avoid that situation. If you have an advisor, they could probably help you with that. They will reach out to your instructors and let them know what the situation is. Let them know you're not going to be coming to classes. At this point, we're not even discussing second chances yet because we have to see how this plays out. But if you're talking to this person, hopefully you can come back in there. Now, if you happen to be staying on campus, with this here, if the school is kicking you out, it's part of their policy that is a zero tolerance and you have to be out of the school. And again, you're staying on campus, you're out of state, whatever it is, you probably need to talk to your counselors, your advisors to see if they could put you up somewhere or if they will be okay for you to stay in the dorm, wherever you are, while this is pending. Again, it depends on the institution. Sometimes, for some institution with zero tolerance, you're out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so number 2, please talk to someone immediately to see if you get some help. Number 3, avoid discussing the case publicly. Avoid discussing the case publicly, including social media. Okay, your friends in this situation, I hate to tell you, but might be separating themselves from you. Sadly, they will try to be very, very far away from you when this comes out to light, especially when they hear that this is a legal matter. Okay, they're going to be trying to stay very, very far away from you, which means what you need to do, one, is to try to keep this to yourself. Fortunately for you, if you talk to an advisor, they probably know how best to address this issue. They might reach out to your instructors for you. You definitely probably need to let your parents know. And I say, forget your friends. I don't care how close they are to you in this situation, because they're going to spread news very quickly. And now with social media, where everything is news, where people are looking for stuff to put up, it might be on social media everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, what have you. So the best you could do is to keep this very quietly to yourself. Unfortunately, this case here happened to be in the news, so it might be everywhere. But most students don't read anyway, especially if it's not on social media. So for you, the best you could do is to keep this to yourself and to the people that are representing you. That is it. Okay? Number 4, seek counseling and support to manage stress. Seek counseling and support to manage stress. This is on the other side with this situation, dealing with a lot of stress. It can be very, very challenging emotionally. This is you getting a counselor or getting some counseling to let you know that this happens, sadly, but there is a solution to this, and this can be solved, and your life and your career is not over. There's something that we could do. You definitely need to talk to somebody about that. If maybe even this means you're talking to a priest or somebody at your church. You need this part while all the other aspects is also progressing. Okay? So yes, number 4 is you talking to someone merely for your mental concerns. Okay. Number 5. Understand your rights and options before making legal decisions. Number 5. Understand your rights and options before making legal decisions. Maybe I've repeated this way too many times, but this may probably be the first time you're finding yourself in this situation. There's a law a lot that goes with the law outside the institution. If you don't know anything about the law, okay, you are first of all consulting with someone who knows the law to kind of help you go through this, right? But whatever is going through your head, you're talking to people, you're getting your counselors, you're getting your advisors, maybe you have an attorney, you're running all this by them, so you're not running or riding this wave by yourself, because you probably don't know what decisions are going to be right or wrong, so you need somebody to talk to. At the end of the day, again, those are my top 5, but at the end of the day, please do listen to me when I tell you, in any aspect of life, but we're focusing on college, avoid lying, avoid cheating, so you don't get yourself into this situation. That's how it starts. It's going to start with little lies. It's going to start with you cheating, and then before you know it, you are stealing. And then you're going to find yourself in this situation. But since life happens, I didn't just present this, I didn't just accuse you of this here, but I provided some of the challenges that you're going to face and also the steps that you need to take if you find yourself in the situation. In my closing to today's podcast, in addition to do not lie, do not cheat, so you don't steal, if you find yourself in this situation, you got to trust that there are people that can help you. At least 3 people. 1 is going to be someone who knows the law. Talk to your parents. There's no way you're going to hide this from them anyways. Talk to them to see if they can find you that person who knows the law. 2 is your academic instructor or someone who can help you academically. Understand what this is going to take, what has to be done, and what may or needs to happen for you to have a second chance to get your education back on track. And number 3, like I said, if that even means a priest or someone at your church or someone you need to talk to, if you can find a counselor, that's fine, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of stress and you don't want to ride this wave by yourself. Okay. There you have it. Be safe out there. Do right. There's so much temptation out there. You might find yourself in this situation here. You can avoid it. Okay. So please, please, please. Well, there you have it. My beer to you. Before I close, my beer to you, once again, you should know that by now, is balance, exercise, eat well, and relax. Another edition of Let's Talk Ed with Professor Chris. Real cases, real students. I'll see you all next week. This is the book that I wished I had before going to college. And it's also the book I hope I had while I was in college. Get a copy of Getting the Most Out of Your College Experience now. You can get it online at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, iTunes, and Google Play. If you want a signed copy, you can go to my website at www.letustalked.com. Get your copy and let's continue to talk ed. Thank you.